Cologne is a major city in western Germany, situated along the Rhine River. It is one of the oldest cities in Germany, with a rich history dating back to Roman times. The city is renowned for its architecture, culture, and role as a major trade hub. Cologne's location along the Rhine River enhances its appeal as a cultural and commercial center in Germany. The Cologne Cathedral is one of the most iconic landmarks in Germany, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It took over 600 years to complete. This is a must-visit attraction in Cologne, as visitors can climb its towers for a panoramic view of the city and the Rhine River. The Rhine River is one of Europe's most important waterways, flowing from the Swiss Alps to the North Sea. Rhine River cruises are popular, especially between Cologne and Rhine Gorge, known for its stunning landscapes, vineyards, and castles. Today, I will be exploring Cologne and taking a Rhine River cruise. Cologne's historic center is filled with narrow cobblestone streets, colorful buildings, and traditional German pubs. Try the local beer Kolsch, a pale ale brewed in Cologne. Cologne is the largest city in the German state of North Rhine-Westphalia and the fourth most populous city in Germany, with nearly 1.1 million inhabitants in the city proper and over 3.1 million people in the Cologne-Bonn urban region. Cologne is also part of the Rhine River metropolitan region, the second biggest metropolitan region by GDP in the EU. Cologne was founded and established in Germanic Ubi territory in the 1st century CE as the Roman Colonia Agrippina. Agrippina was later dropped, except in Latin, and Colonia became the name of the city in its own right, which developed into modern German as Köln. Cologne was the French version of the city's name and has become the standard English as well. Cologne was one of the most heavily destroyed cities in Germany during World War II. The destruction reduced the population by 93%, mainly due to evacuation, and destroyed around 80% of the millennia-old city center. The post-war rebuilding has resulted in a mixed cityscape, restoring most major historic landmarks like city gates and churches. The city now consists of around 25% pre-World War II buildings and boasts around 9,000 historic buildings. The city's medieval Cologne Cathedral was the world's largest building from 1880 to 1890 and is today the third tallest church building and the tallest cathedral in the world. The cityscape is further shaped by the 12 Romanesque churches of Cologne. Great St. Martin's Church is a Romanesque church with a striking tower that dominates the old town skyline. That dates back to the 12th century and is one of the most important landmarks of Cologne. It stands right next to the Rhine and is surrounded by the iconic, colorful houses of Old Town. The Old Town's atmosphere is lively and inviting, especially during the evenings when the restaurants and pubs come to life. The mixture of historic charm, beautiful riverside views, and modern amenities makes it a must-visit part of Cologne for both history lovers and those seeking a quintessential German city experience. The two lively squares are central to Old Town life. Alter Market is the historic marketplace surrounded by restaurants, bars, and shops. It hosts markets and events, especially during the Christmas season and during the Cologne Carnival. Hugh Market is one of the largest squares in Cologne and is another hub for dining and nightlife. Old Town is home to many traditional Cologne breweries serving Kolsch, the city's famous beer. Popular spots include Brahas Fru and Gaffel am Dam, where you can enjoy Kolsch with local dishes. Haverhahn, rye bread with cheese, or Himmel an Odd, black pudding with mashed potatoes and apples. The Old Town stretches along the riverfront, offering a lovely promenade where visitors can stroll along the Rhine. The Rheinhofen district near Old Town blends historic buildings with modern architecture, including the famous crane houses, or Kranhäuser in German. Cologne's Old Town, also known as Altstadt, is a charming and historic district located along the Rhine River. It's the heart of the city and blends medieval, post-war, and modern influences, offering visitors a unique experience of Cologne's past and present. The Old Town is characterized by narrow cobblestone streets and colorful restored houses. As mentioned before, most of the area was destroyed during World War II, but has been carefully rebuilt to reflect its medieval heritage. You may find many old churches and historic buildings, or that were reconstructed. Cologne's Old Town is the perfect place to explore the city's rich history while enjoying modern hospitality, all in a picturesque riverside setting. Centered on the left bank of the Rhine, Cologne is located on the Rhine River, on the lower Rhine, about 35 kilometers southeast of the North Rhine-Westphalia state of Dusseldorf, and 25 kilometers northwest of Bonn, which was the former capital of West Germany. There are 2,000 years of history in Cologne, and visitors here will find everything from Roman towers to Gothic churches to find examples of modern architecture. Cologne's location along the Rhine River enhances its appeal as a cultural and commercial center in Germany. Use TripAdvisor's AI trip planning product, plan your trip to Cologne, Germany. Explore Cologne's Old Town with a friendly guide, discovering historic landmarks and iconic breweries. Indulge in tastings of selected Kolsch beer, immersing yourself in Cologne's brewery culture, and gain insider knowledge from your guides, sharing historical insight and personal survival tips. Experience cheerful atmosphere of Cologne, mingling with sociable locals, and embrace the city's unique culture. Join this unique walking tour in Cologne through Klook. Cologne Cathedral is one of the most famous landmarks in Germany and a masterpiece of Gothic architecture. Located in the heart of Cologne, near the Rhine River, the cathedral is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the largest and most impressive churches in the world. The cathedral covers over 8,000 square meters. It is one of the most visited landmarks in Germany, attracting about 6 million visitors each year. Construction began in 1248 and took over 600 years to complete, finishing in 1880. The cathedral stands 157 meters tall, making it the tallest twin-spired church in the world and one of the tallest churches in Europe. Its intricate Gothic design includes spires, flying buttresses, and a detailed facade adorned with sculptures of saints and biblical scenes. The interior is equally magnificent, with soaring ceilings, towering pillars, and expansive stained glass windows. The stained glass in the choir dates back to the 14th century, while a more modern installation from 2007 by artist Gerhard Richter adds a contemporary touch. The cathedral's nave is among the highest in the world at 43 meters, contributing to its overwhelming sense of scale. One of the cathedral's most prized treasures is the Shrine of the Three Kings, a golden reliquary said to contain the remains of three wise men who visited the baby Jesus. The shrine, crafted in the 12th century, is a stunning work of medieval goldsmithing and a major pilgrimage destination for Christians. Visitors can climb 533 steps to the viewing platform in the southern tower for panoramic views of Cologne and the Rhine River. The towers themselves are a marvel of engineering, with intricate stonework and breathtaking views from the top. The cathedral is home to the St. Peter's Bell, the largest free-swinging church bell in the world, weighing 24 tons. The bells are an essential part of Cologne's religious and cultural life, ringing on special occasions and during services. The Cologne Cathedral was built on the site of older Christian churches dating back to Roman times. The cathedral has been a deep spiritual and historical significance for the city, symbolizing Cologne's religious, cultural, and architectural heritage. Despite being damaged during World War II, the cathedral miraculously survived the destruction, although restoration work continued for many years after the war. The cathedral hosts religious services and major events, including Christmas Mass and significant Catholic celebrations. It is also a pilgrimage site and holds a sacred position in Catholic tradition, with the Shrine of the Three Kings being the focal point. Cologne's cathedral's blend of architectural grandeur, rich history, and religious importance makes it a symbol of Cologne and one of the most iconic landmarks in Europe. Whether you're there for its historical significance, religious importance, or breathtaking architecture, the cathedral is a must-see destination. With the scenic waterfront, grand bridges, and UNESCO-listed cathedral, Cologne offers an atmospheric backdrop for cycling tours. For a cycling tour. This biking tour ensures that you will maximize your time exploring much further than a walking tour. The circuit takes in landmarks such as the Cologne Cathedral, Zoller Bridge, and the Rhine River, including plenty of photo stops along the way. This is a small group tour with a maximum of 15 people. Use my link to book this bike tour in Cologne through Viator. The Rhine River is one of Europe's most significant and scenic rivers, flowing through 6 countries: Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Austria, Germany, France, and the Netherlands. It has played an essential role in European history, culture, and commerce for centuries, and its picturesque landscapes have inspired countless legends, songs, and works of art. The Rhine River is 1,230 kilometers long, making it one of the longest rivers in Europe. The river originates in the Swiss Alps, specifically from the Rhine-Waldhorn Glacier. It flows into the North Sea, forming a large delta in the Netherlands. The Rhine is famous for its river cruises, which are a popular way to explore its beautiful landscapes, from the fairy tale castles of the Middle Rhine to the cosmopolitan cities like Cologne and Dusseldorf. Cruises offer visitors panoramic views of the scenic towns, fortresses, and the legendary Lorelei Rock. Flowing through 6 countries, the Rhine River has served as a link between southern and northern Europe since Roman times. Originating from mountain brooks in the Swiss Alps, the Rhine travels north into Switzerland's Lake Constance, Europe's 3rd largest lake, over the surging Rhine Falls, among Europe's largest, and onto Basel, where it becomes a major waterway used to transport goods and raw materials. The Rhine then serves as a border between Germany and France, narrows through deep gorges, and meanders through steep-sided valleys renowned for vineyards and castles. At the Netherlands border, the Rhine splits into tributaries that cross an extensive delta and empties into the North Sea. Key cities along or near the Rhine River include Amsterdam, Netherlands, Brussels, Belgium, Cologne, Germany, Luxembourg, Strasbourg, France, Lucerne, Switzerland, and Basel, Switzerland. Written human history along the Rhine begins with the early Roman Empire, when the river was seen as the outermost border of the civilization. Those living beyond the Rhine, Celts along the upper section and Germanic tribes along the lower, were considered by the Romans as wild. Over time, the Rhine became a major shipping route and a central axis of the Holy Roman Empire. The Romans' first urban settlement, recognized around 50 AD, was on the present-day site of Cologne, Germany. The Rhine was used from Roman times to transport goods and trade deep into inland Europe, with many castles and fortifications built up around the Middle Rhine, attesting to its importance. However, they were not built for any romantic purposes, but instead intact tolls from those using river, often generating significant wealth for the owners and communities. The Rhine has been a key trade route since Roman times, linking the interior of Europe to the North Sea. It is still one of the busiest waterways in the world, especially for transporting goods such as coal, steel, and oil. The Romans established many towns and cities along the Rhine, including Cologne, Mainz, and Bonn. The Middle Rhine Valley in particular is dotted with over 40 castles and fortresses, many of which date back to the medieval period when the river served as a major route for trade and travel. The Rhine served as a formidable German border during World War II, a defensive barrier to Allied troops Fighting brought mass destruction to bridges, trains, and ships along the Rhine, including the Bridge of Arnhem, immortalized in the film A Bridge Too Far, and at Nijmegen, over a tributary of the Rhine. Both were part of the Allied-bailed Operation Market Garden. In a separate operation, the Londendorf Bridge at Remagen was captured by the Allies intact, helping to bring the war to an end. A stretch of quaint towns, castle ruins, and wine-growing villages along the Rhine between the towns of Koblenz, Bingen, and Rudolstadt in the upper middle Rhine Valley is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for its beauty as well as Rhine's importance as a route of cultural exchange. The river has inspired many writers, painters, and musicians. The Rhine has also long served as a natural political border, an especially contentious one between France and Germany, subject to change over time. The borders along the Rhine, as we know today, were mostly shaped between the late 1700s and early 1800s. In the 1870s, Germany took Alsace from France during the Franco-German War, but it was returned to France after World War I. Lorelei Rock is a popular attraction along the Middle Rhine. The Lorelei refers to both a soaring rock between the Rhine and a legendary siren. They are a source of legend about a maiden sent to woo young men to their destruction. In one version, the maiden, who was betrothed to a young knight who failed to return, remained ever faithful to her love, falling prey to rumors portraying her as a sorceress. She was tried for using her evil powers before the Archbishop of Cologne. Felled by her charms, the judges sent her off to an abbey. En route, she passed the Lorelei for one last look, only to spot her young knight. Startled, he looked up and saw her on the precipice and forgot to steer, crashing his boat. She leapt in to join him where they lie at peace at the bottom of the Rhine. The high section of the Rhine, the High Rhine section of the river, begins in the Swiss Alps and flows through Switzerland, forming a part of the border between Switzerland and Germany. One of the most famous attractions in this region is the Rhine Falls, Europe's largest waterfall near Schaffhausen. The Upper Rhine between Germany and France is a flatter section and features fertile plains. It passes through the Black Forest and Alsace. Cities like Basel, Strasbourg, and Karlsruhe are located along this part of the river. The Rhine serves as a natural border between Germany and France in this region. The Middle Rhine in Germany is one of the most scenic and historically important sections, particularly known for the Rhine Gorge, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Rhine Gorge is famous for its steep vineyards, medieval castles, and picturesque towns. The Lorelei Rock is also a site you should look out for in the Middle Rhine region. The Lower Rhine section between Germany and the Netherlands meanders through industrial regions such as Ruhr Valley in Germany. Major cities like Cologne, Düsseldorf, and Duisburg lie along the Lower Rhine. The river eventually splits into several distributaries in Netherlands, forming the Rhine-Meuse Scheldt Delta before emptying into the North Sea. Some of the most famous castles along the Rhine include Marksburg, Rheinfels, Eltz, and Baugrafenstein. Many of the castles are open to the public, and some offer guided tours showcasing medieval architecture, weaponry, and artifacts. The steep slopes along the Middle Rhine Valley are home to some of Germany's most renowned vineyards, particularly for Riesling wine. Wine festivals and tastings are common in towns like Rudensheim and Baumgart. The Rhine has historically been a unifying force for the region it passes through. After centuries of conflict between the nations along its banks, the river now symbolizes cooperation and unity, particularly within the framework of the EU. Cross-border collaboration on environmental protection and navigation make it an important element of European integration. The Rhine River is a vital part of Europe's natural beauty, cultural history, and economic lifeline, offering visitors breathtaking landscapes, historical treasures, and an enduring sense of connection between many countries and cultures it touches. Discover the beautiful city of Cologne on a Rhine River cruise. Relax and see Cologne's top sights from the water on a city cruise. Spot the world-famous Cologne Cathedral. Cruise under 5 bridges and take in the running commentary from the ship's speakers. Learn about Cologne's famous sites and history on board this ship. Spot Cologne's top sites, including the stunning Cologne Cathedral and Old Town. Use my link to join this Rhine River cruise through Get Your Guide. Trainline is the leading independent rail and coach travel platform selling rail and coach tickets to millions of travelers worldwide. Via Trainline's highly rated website and mobile app, people can seamlessly search, book, and manage their journey all in one place. Trainline brings together millions of routes, fares, and journey times from 260 rail and coach carriers across 45 countries. Use my link to book your next train trip via Trainline. Use my link to find and purchase cheap train tickets through Trainline, or consider purchasing the EuroRail pass. One of the largest and most iconic Gothic cathedrals in Europe, Cologne Cathedral is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and dominates the city's skyline. Climbing to the top offers panoramic views of Cologne and the Rhine. Cologne's Old Town is filled with narrow cobblestone streets, historic buildings, and vibrant squares. It's a great place to wander and enjoy German beer, as well as visit local restaurants and cafes. The Rhine River is one of Europe's most important waterways, and a cruise along it offers breathtaking views of medieval castles, vineyards, and charming villages. Many cruises depart from or pass through Cologne, allowing you to explore the scenic beauty of the river. The area around the Rhine, particularly between Koblenz and Mainz, is known as the Upper Middle Rhine Valley, another UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is famous for its picturesque landscapes, terraced vineyards, and historic castles. The combination of the Rhine's natural beauty and Cologne's rich cultural and historical heritage make it a captivating destination for travelers. In my next vlog, I'll be visiting Lucerne, Switzerland.